she said she doesn't want to, she may not be staying.
Oh, okay. It's easier to leave from the front row. Quick exit.
Sam, what do you think about pastel yellow?
I mean, I have it, but I don't know if it's the right one or not.
Who's thinking of her next week? But I think I'll just,
Oh, I like it.
yeah.
I've already got
I
it.
think the pink's good. Yeah,
Just continue with this room thing.
yeah. I was thinking like, I could probably do navy for sure.
Now, if you get into multiple future meetings, then I'm gonna forget.
We'll just do one at a time. But if you don't like yellow, we can change something. Yeah.
I just don't, I have a couple in this, which is why I wear soft colors a lot.
Okay.
So I don't know the difference between pastel and
Okay. Well, I would just say yellow, and then I'll try. I have mostly like light yellow, like a, and if we blend, we can blend, you know.
yeah.
Because I don't. I mean, we also have golden, but I wasn't thinking golden.
No.
Not for spring. Yeah.
spring.
Yeah.
Looks real.
Yeah.
All right, may I have a motion to adjourn from executive session?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Vice Mayor French, second by Councilor Franklin. I can't remember, is this a,
Voice vote.
all in favor? Please say aye.
Aye.
All right. We will now begin our regular meeting. Ms. Barber, if you will call the roll.
Miss Franklin,
Here.
Miss French,
Here.
Miss Ornelas,
Here.
Mr. Snavely,
Here.
Mr. Vinch,
Here.
Mr. Bracken,
Here.
Mayor Smith.
Here. All right, we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, if you'd like to join us. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Vice Mayor French, second by Councilor Franklin. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we will begin tonight with public participation, and I have a proclamation to read for Arbor Day. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday is called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas trees can produce oxygen, provide habitat for wildlife, reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperatures, clean the air, and help absorb rainwater and slow the velocity of stormwater runoff. And where our trees are a resource providing us with wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, paper, and countless other wood products. And whereas, associated with the management of some 3,695 street, park, and public trees in the community, the City of Oxford has fulfilled the National Arbor Day Foundation's requirement for Tree City USA for 30 consecutive years. Now therefore I, Michael Smith, Mayor of the City of Oxford, Ohio, Tree City USA, do hereby proclaim that on April 24th, 2026, the last Friday of the month of April, the City of Oxford will recognize and participate in the national and international celebration of Arbor Day. I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands, and I urge citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. All right, now I have the Art Community Engagement Survey presentation.
I'd like to introduce the public value of art. The policy and advocacy class in arts has a presentation for council. They gave a presentation to Paco and we invited him here.
Yep, fantastic.
We just click the
Hi. Today, the students of CCA 308, in partnership with the Public Arts Commission of Oxford, Ohio, stand by you to present our findings from our survey of the value of public arts in the community of Oxford. With over 170 responses in our survey, we have identified a clear connection between the well-being of the residents and the public arts that we see, which is currently an undersupported part of our community. I would now like to give us a second to introduce ourselves. My name is Danny. I'm a senior arts entrepreneurship and arts management major with a minor in creativity and innovation.
My name is Austin Porter. I'm a senior arts management entrepreneurship.
I'm Ellie, a sophomore political science major with a minor in arts management.
I'm Abby Kirkwood. I'm a sophomore theater and arts management major with minors in business and piano.
I'm Skylar Stapleton. I'm a senior arts management and arts entrepreneurship major.
I'm Madison Burns. I'm a junior studying arts management and entrepreneurship with a minor in fashion design.
I'm Ben Corral. I'm a junior in arts management and entrepreneurship. So with our partnership with PACO, we measured, first of all, the participation and access of the arts here in Oxford, as well as human outcomes. The whole design philosophy of this survey was to look at people and look at outcomes rather than hard data in terms of like money. We use this framework to measure beyond money. Money's important, right? But there's more outcomes than just money. So when we know art provides multiple different benefits, so we had a lot of different respondents, over 175 people as of today, which was very surprising and very, very awesome to see. We had a broad age representation as well. Most of these people were Oxford-based, and they were people who would say they frequently visit Uptown as well. As you can kind of see there, we have a good age range from people 65 plus to a large majority being within 18 to 24, largely probably because of the student population.
Here we have two different charts from our survey. As you can see in the first table, the majority of participants in the survey selected 4 or 5, signifying they agree or strongly agree that public art in Oxford would improve the overall health and well-being of the community. In the second table, we have similar results, but the majority of participants selecting 4 or 5, meaning they agree or strongly agree. This data tells us that Oxford residents believe that public art has a positive impact on togetherness in Oxford.
We were very pleased to see that a majority of people felt a strong sense of belonging and community within Oxford. And these ideas were consistent among all of the questions that we tested for amongst the section. In particular, the last question, how often do you feel that people in Oxford are around you but not with you? More closely identified a gap between the distinction of people feeling a part of a community versus simply living within one. And we were very thrilled to see that there were implications for people in Oxford feeling connected to one another rather than simply identifying as living within Oxford. And this is important because community and connectedness is present and the opportunity is there to further expand and reaffirm these values through different arts initiatives.
Through our survey, we identified that there was a clear desire for an empathetic community. The best way to improve empathy is by public art. The stronger the public community is by art, the stronger their connection is with each other. The more likely they are to go uptown, the more likely they are to socialize with each other and spend money amongst small businesses that exist. I'll never forget times like the solar eclipse days and the Battle of the Bands when I go up there with my friends. I know I end up not questioning how much I spend, but I know I have a blast doing it, feeling as part of a group, part of something bigger than myself, enjoying it with the community around me.
What we found through the critical reflection portion of the survey is that over 50% of community members are not seeing a change in the way that they think about or look at the world. This gives Oxford the opportunity to bridge that gap and use public art to bring both joy and perspective. There's a strong response to empathy and sense of belonging, and inviting public art into this helps to connect the community further.
So this is what the data tells us. The data tells us that while residents support public art, there isn't enough being done with the art to engage with the community. Art has the ability to integrate the community members into the community, allowing for more engagement with the art. While this has potential, there is a misconception between art in Oxford and how it does this integration. This misconception gives the opportunity to shift the perception of art and allow art to be a surface for the community. Having a variety of art in the community creates greater connections between residents. Lastly, the data tells us that a majority of the public art in Oxford doesn't allow for residents to think or view things differently. Having more art in the community creates an opportunity for residents to expand their understandings and thoughts. This exchange of ideas and thoughts through art allows for both Miami's student residents and Oxford residents to have a deeper feeling of expression and the ability to explore their perspectives.
The survey had an open comment section, and what we found through this is that there was a desire for art to be a more inclusive process. Specifically, students wanted to be involved in making art for this community. Secondly, art that creates conversation was another big part of the open comments. It's important to residents in order to foster more connection. Lastly, there was an overarching theme of just having more public art in Oxford.
So the question comes up, why does this matter? This matters because our community thrives on trust and connection within our shared lives in Oxford. The community connection is strengthened through shared experiences between community members in Uptown as well as the student body. And the data that we got shows that the public art significantly supports this. And overall, public art is civic infrastructure. Some ideas that we urge you all to consider are including more participatory arts events like the Bee Festival, engaging space at Miami University where residents and students are welcome through Miami-led events, offering different pop-up arts initiatives within empty retail space, as well as adding a PACO student liaison to help coordinate a partnership. So the responsibility for arts is not just on you, but can be an open dialogue between the community and students. These ideas can help expand community engagement and help bridge the gap between Miami students and the Oxford community. Thank you guys for taking the time to hear us out tonight, and we'd be happy to answer any questions for you.
Fabulous job, all of you. That is just a wonderful, well put together survey and presentation. And I think that reaffirms everything that this council feels and every direction we were going when we created the PACO committee. My colleagues have any questions or comments?
Thank you so much. I was thrilled. I was sorry to have missed the PACO meeting last week, so I was thrilled to be able to hear you today. I was curious a little bit about some of the survey responses, and I don't know if you delved into the data this deeply, but when people said that they felt maybe like they were part of Oxford but not with people in Oxford, did you notice any age breakdowns and how people responded to some of those categories? Strongly agree, strongly disagree, or did you not analyze the data by age?
From the responses that we got, it didn't break down age group at all.
Okay.
The age group was a separate section.
Okay.
And then all responses to any questions in the data that we shared were just
Anonymous
a
and
group.
yeah, group, okay. And do you have examples from other communities of art that had a moral impact on individuals?
So I grew up in Adams County, Ohio.
Oh, yes.
Opening of those events at Edge of Appalachia, so very nature focused. For the longest time, a lot of our people felt like they weren't necessarily connected to the nature that was at their backyard. So there was a big movement to honor kind of that heritage, and so art was basically combined with multiple towns to create murals of nature and celebrate that. That's our identity. So it was pushed first and foremost, and there's been a large collaboration with our county between the Cincinnati Museum Center now, and we have a lot of preserved ecology now, which is fantastic, and I do believe a large part of that is because of the art push that solidified that identity of nature in our community. So something along the lines of that, of course that could be an open canvas for you guys, no pun intended, but I think that concept can apply to multiple different things that could build community trust in certain identities of Oxford or maybe the university. So there's a lot of opportunities.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming tonight. We really appreciate it.
Great job.
We'll now move on to public participation. Anyone wishing to address council about items that are not on the agenda or on the consent agenda, please come forward at this time and state your name and address for the record. All right. Seeing no one, I will move on to the consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Vice Mayor French, second by Councilor Snavely. Are there any items to be removed tonight? All right, seeing none. All those in favor of the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great. All right, we will move on to resolutions. Ms. Barber, you may read the first resolution.
A resolution approving changes to the tree list within Oxford's Urban Tree Management Plan.
Motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilor French, second by Councilor Snavely. And we'll go on to Rena Murphy.
Mr. Mayor and council members, I'm here to continue to talk about trees today in honor of our Arbor Day. And to share that one of the goals in our climate action plan was to revise tree planting lists by 2025 to select for those native to North America and tolerant of projected climate change. I have worked with a student group through the Institute for Environment and Sustainability to do just that. So what you have before you is the students' recommendations combined with the feedback from our environmental commission and of course Dave Trulevin, our environmental specialist as well. A few things I wanted to note is that the students used the USDA Tree Atlas to select species that are not only projected to thrive today, but in 30 years we know that our climate is changing, so we want to make sure a tree will survive for its entire life here. And then I also wanted to note that, just to be transparent, not every single species on that list is native. And truthfully, that's because a tree's native environment is not surrounded by concrete in front of her graders. So in order to have good, sturdy urban trees, sometimes we have to go non-native just to make sure that they're survived in particularly our business districts. But none of the trees on this list are labeled as invasive in our neighboring states.
All right. Is there anyone from the public who would like to address this resolution before council? All right, seeing none. Council questions, Mr. Snavely?
Yeah, my question is, what are the implications of a particular tree being on or not on that list?
Yeah, great question. So from my understanding, and if I get anything wrong, Mr. Drarsbach, please correct me. When Dave Trulevin goes to select a new tree for planting, we have an approved list that's the starting base. Depending on what grants or other funding, there's sort of a base list he looks at. There are times where he may go off that list with written approval from Mike, but this is sort of the starting point. So from my understanding, there have been some grants in the past that have pretty stringent diversity rules. So sometimes we have to pull a tree that's not on the list just based on what a nursery has in stock to meet those rules. So this is not the end all be all, but like our good first start.
So it doesn't restrict or constrain individuals in the community. Like if I wanted to buy a Japanese maple and put it in my front yard, I didn't find that on the list. That's okay.
Yes, thank
It's
you for
the
that
city's
clarification.
decision.
Yes, these are for public trees. Thank you for asking that. Yes, this is not restricting what residents plant on their
Anybody else? Okay, I think it's great. This is a well-needed revision. Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that resolution carries. Ms. Barber, you may read the next one.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to sign the second amended sub-grant agreement detailed in Exhibit A between Butler County, Ohio, and the city of Oxford for $1 million of American Rescue Plan Act state and local fiscal recovery funds to assist with affordable housing infrastructure as allocated by the Butler County Board of Commissioners.
Motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Vice Mayor French, second by Councilor Snavely. Screen.
I thought we took care of this at our last meeting, but when we did receive a notice from Inclusive Housing Resources that they cannot achieve their infrastructure in time for September. And so with that decision, they were like, we still want to be a partner of the city, we want to consider this a delay, but we cannot hit the September deadline, please give this money to the other development, Habitat. And so I called the county just to be kind of proactive with that, and they said, we want to clean this agreement up right now. So that's what this is, it just pivots the money to Habitat for Humanity for the full $1 million for their infrastructure. That does need to be complete by September 30th. Once you approve this, I will go to the county commissioners hopefully next Tuesday, and then we can enter into a new sub-grant agreement with Habitat to get them started. Happy to answer any questions.
All right, let me see if there's anyone from the public who would like to address this resolution before council. All right, seeing none. Council questions, Mr. Snavely?
I noticed that Clarence Place has not yet broken ground. When do we anticipate that that might happen?
They have a contractor hired, and they said it would be 3 weeks, so we're anticipating May.
Okay, thank you.
We're working out the little devil in the details, like
Yeah, I'm
financial
just
surety. and things like
nervous
that.
that they're not gonna get done.
I did say that. You would give me a date. They said May.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that resolution is adopted. All right, Ms. Barbie, you may read the next resolution.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to apply for up to $3,100,000 to the Ohio Housing Finance Agency for single-family tax credits in partnership with Habitat for Humanity of Greater Cincinnati for the Clarence Place project.
Motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor French, second by Councilor Snavely. And back to the screen.
Sat down too soon.
Yeah, that's right.
This is an application to the Ohio Financial Authority for the single-family tax credit program. Habitat will take all of the work with this, they will do all of the selling of the tax credits, and manage all the fiscal responsibility. However, they are not allowed to apply for the funds. A local entity of government is, and so we will apply with them as a development partner, and once we have this permission, then the state will work with them to sell the tax credits and give them money, additional money for the building for the houses.
All right. Is there anyone from the public who would like to address this resolution before council? All right. Seeing none, council questions and discussion? Seems like a great idea. All right. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that resolution is adopted. You may read our fourth resolution, Ms. Barber.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Tim Lally Chevrolet for the purchase of a 2026 Chevrolet 2500 HD Crew Cab at a cost not to exceed $53,071.
Motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
I'm going to say motion to adopt by Vice Mayor French, second by Mr. Snavely. I don't know who wants to talk about this. Okay.
In the 2026, in the city's 2026 capital improvement program is $98,500 for the purchase of a new staff vehicle for our fire EMS division. And as John has written in his report, due to restrictions in the Ohio State Purchase Program, he's researched and found a comparable plan. Bid Express through General Motors allows us to spec a vehicle to meet their needs at a price significantly cheaper than retail purchase. The proposed purchase would be through Tim Lally Chevrolet of Warrensville Heights, Ohio. This is the same dealer that participates in the Ohio State Purchase Program. Remaining budget funds for this project will be used to complete the upfitting of required emergency warning and communications equipment. And this resolution will authorize the city manager to enter into agreement with Tim Lally Chevrolet for the purchase of this vehicle. And I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have.
All right, let me see if there's anyone from the public who would like to address this resolution before council. Seeing none, council questions and discussion? This seems like a really good price for a
It's a lot less
full-size
than what
quad
was
cab pickup
budgeted.
truck. Yeah, so. All right. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that resolution is adopted. We will move on to, oh, we got one more. You may read that, Ms. Barber, whenever you're ready.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to explore a new agreement with the Talawanda Recreation Incorporated Board regarding the future ownership and management of the Tri-Community Center and Tri-Community Park.
Motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Vice Mayor French. I'm going to say second by Councilor Ornelas, and we'll go to Mr. Smith.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of council. Our 5-year lease agreement with Talawanda Recreation Incorporated for the Tri-Community Center and the surrounding grounds ends in 2026. So it is time to review said lease agreement. It's a 5-year agreement. It's also a great opportunity to discuss what the future ownership and management of that property will be like, particularly with the Parks Master Plan that is being partly funded by the Tri-Board. So we'd like to have those conversations.
All right.
Happy to answer any questions.
Is there anyone from the public who would like to address this resolution before council? All right, seeing none, council questions and discussion? All right, I think it's a great time to have those discussions too, so.
So I do have a question. So has the tri-board indicated that they're willing to enter into negotiate or discussions about this?
Yes, they have.
Okay.
Fantastic. All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that resolution is adopted. Now we will move to ordinances. Ms. Barber, you may read the first reading.
An ordinance repealing Oxford Codified Ordinance Chapter 181 entitled Income Tax.
All right. Mr. Elliott.
So the state of Ohio made significant changes to the Ohio Municipal Income Tax Laws, Chapter 718 of the Ohio Revised Code, which became effective January 1st, 2016. The city of Oxford adopted these mandated changes, which became Chapter 182 in our codified ordinance. The previous income tax ordinance, Chapter 181, was no longer effective after December 31st, 2015. Chapter 181 was kept in the city's codified ordinances after December 31st, 2015 in case of appeals to recover municipal income taxes. Section 718.12 of the Ohio Revised Code provides that civil actions to recover municipal income taxes, penalties, and interest on municipal income taxes shall be brought within 3 years after the tax return is due or filed. So it is now 10 years after the effective date of Chapter 182, the current municipal income tax ordinance, and it is time to repeal Chapter 181 from the city's codified ordinance book. So I'd be glad to answer any questions you have, but I'm recommending adoption of this ordinance at the next meeting.
All right, let me see if there's anyone from the public who would like to address this ordinance, or this ordinance before council. All right, seeing none. Council questions, discussion?
So it's cleanup.
It's cleanup stuff, yeah.
And-
Yeah.
To those who may think, oh, they're repealing the income tax. No, they're not.
Darn it.
Yeah, only no.
All right, we will see that in first meeting in May. All right, we will move to second readings. Ms. Barber, you may read the second reading.
An ordinance to approve current replacement pages to the Oxford Codified Ordinance.
Motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
I'll move by Vice Mayor French, second by Mr. Snavely, and we'll go back to Mr. Elliott.
So I have nothing to add from last council meeting comments, unless you have questions for me.
Let me see if there's anyone from the public who would like to address this ordinance before council. All right. Seeing none, any further council questions?
Cleanup.
Yep, more cleanup. All right, Ms. Barber, you may call the roll.
Ms. French?
Yes.
Ms. Ornelas?
Yes.
Mr. Snavely?
Yes.
Mr. Vinch?
Yes.
Mr. Bracken?
Yes.
Ms. Franklin?
Yes.
Mayor Smith?
Yes. That ordinance is adopted. We will move on to announcements and communications, and I will start with Mr. Elliott.
Thank you. Just have a few things I want to share with council and the public. The opt-out letters will be mailed, should be April 22nd, should be getting them next week for our electric aggregation program managed by SOPEC. And as you know, our new rate, the green rate, is 10.251 cents per kilowatt hour. We also have an opt-out rate, a brown rate of 10.0016 cents per kilowatt hour. So those will be going out. Residents that are already on our electric aggregation program don't need to do anything. But if you don't want to participate, you'll need to follow the instructions.
Is there going to be something to explain that to the public? Because they're always confused.
Well, it'll be in the letter, and we'll probably have it on our website as well. You know, we still get a few phone calls about what do I do with this. Well, it says here that you don't need to do anything. So, yes. So if you do get questions, you need to ask them, are you presently on our electric aggregation program? If they're not sure, then you can look at their bill under the component that talks about generating, and it'll list our rate, which is through AEP. And if it shows AEP, then they're on our program if they aren't aware of it. Also, we're going to have our second Charter Review Commission meeting next Wednesday. We'll be meeting here in the courthouse at 4:30 p.m. I also want to share with you that we are having our groundbreaking for our new wastewater treatment plant solar facility tomorrow at 3. And it's fitting that our groundbreaking is taking place, of course, on Earth Day, which sparked the birth of the modern environmental movement in 1970. So hopefully the rain will hold off and we'll have good attendance at that. I also wanted to share with you some other news. Mike shared with me that we are postponing the bid opening date for our water softening improvement project. The bid opening date was to be May 1st. We've delayed it by 1 week to May 8th, and that was because we had a lot of concern expressed by the contractors that were at the pre-bid meeting about having enough time to complete it. This is a big project for us, and so we want to give them ample time. So that affects the work session that we had scheduled for before the May 5th meeting, and we're going to push that back to the May 19th meeting. So once again, the bid opening will be May 8th instead of May 1st, and the work session will be at the second meeting in May. And I believe that's all I have this evening, unless you have questions for me. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Dreisbach.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Robinson. All right. Mr. Smith.
Couple quick announcements for council and members of the public. Busy week coming up. The mail surveys for the Parks Master Plan have started arriving at Oxford addresses, select Oxford addresses. So I'm hopeful if any of you receive them, you'll take the opportunity, or members of the public will take the opportunity to complete the mail-in surveys, self-addressed envelope, drop it back in the outgoing mail. And then on Wednesday night at the Tri-Community Center at 6 p.m., we'll have our first community meeting about the Parks Master Plan. So that's open to all members of the public, so please help spread the word. And then on Friday, of course, Mayor Smith, myself, and anyone else who would like to attend, we'll do our Arbor Day ceremony at the Oxford Community Park. 4 new trees were planted today, I'm told. Thank you.
Can I ask a question before you
Sure.
step down?
Yeah.
I heard from someone that there are some additional public input meetings scheduled for this week. Is that true? Like on Thursday morning, is there another kind of public? I'm just trying to clarify.
Sure.
Because they're asking me, like, when are all these meetings happening?
Yeah.
And I don't think I have a good answer.
So the public community meeting is tomorrow night at the Tri at 6 p.m.
Right.
And then there'll be additional community-wide public meetings to come throughout the project. This project will be going on
Oh.
until the fall. However, there were, by invitation only, focus groups
I see.
tomorrow and
I see.
Thursday
So,
for
okay.
like select organizations, partner organizations.
I see. Okay.
Nonprofits, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
So come to one or all of them that you're invited to.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Perry?
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Ms. Green?
One, on the electric aggregation, I did want to say that RENA frequently hosts electric bill review sessions at the senior center, where she'll sit down with people and help them understand the electric aggregation and if they're getting a good rate and those kind of things. And I don't want to offer this for her, but I know I've heard her offer, if people call with questions, she'll offer to do the same to them. So if anyone has a lot of questions about electric aggregation, then call RENA. She's becoming quite the pro. Also, just tagging on to what Chad said with the tree ceremony on Friday, the city is honoring 2 trees for city councilors who have passed in the last year, Bob Blackburn and Steve Banner. So those trees will be in their honor. And then finally, I just want to extend a huge thank you for all involved in the Bee Festival. It was a lovely spring day in Ohio. It takes many divisions to make this happen. So this city manager's team, the streets team, Parks and Rec, public safety, and then a special shout out to Alex Friend and the coordination of the race. It really is a team effort. And I talked to like every vendor, and they were busy. And I went into several businesses. Because the wait was so long, I had to move on to the next one. So town was busy, and so bravo to everyone involved.
Fantastic. Ms. Barber?
Nothing, thank you.
Our temporary law director?
Chris will be back next meeting, but thank you for welcoming me back to Oxford. It's been a little while.
Thank you for coming. Mr. Snavely?
Steve, it's good to see you back again. Scott, I'm sorry. I wanted to, a couple things. One is I wanted to echo Jessica's comments about the Bee Festival. We had a great time. I took my granddaughters there. We went early in the day so that we could be part of the farmers market portion, and then we went back after the rain. Then we went back later and enjoyed it as well. It was just a really good event, and many more people were here, vendors with different kinds of honey, letting you taste it. They tried really hard, but it was a cold, windy day, and so they couldn't do the bee beard. But they were in there, and some of the bees got out. But anyway, I thought it was a great event, and so congratulations to everybody. I wanted to remind everyone that this Saturday is Pancake Day at Talawanda High School, followed by, or at the same time as, the Fresh Air Fair. And so there's a lot going on over at Talawanda High School. Please be there, and this is probably the #1 community event that we have in town, is Pancake Day, and everybody shows up, and it's a great time. So hope you will all do that. I regret that I will be out of town on Saturday, and I will miss the first Pancake Day that I've missed since I've lived in Oxford. So it's sad, but also I hope everybody else gets a chance to take part.
So thank you and congratulations to everyone with the city that was involved in the Bee Festival. Despite what I call the inclement weather, I got a couple scoffs for even admitting that the weather was inclement. But it looked like you had a fabulous turnout, given the conditions. So thank you for that. I believe that on Saturday also, in addition to the pancake breakfast, there's also the Earth Fest that's taking place uptown. And I think that the city, Rena, I think will be participating in that. We'll have a tent there or a booth. So Earth Fest is taking place, but I think it starts at 1?
11.
11. Okay, 11 o'clock. So after the pancake breakfast, you can run over to the Earth Fest. And then finally, lastly but not leastly, during the last meeting, I failed to thank Mr. Dreisbach and Mr. Elliott for promptly responding to some concerns I had from some of my neighbors. So apparently, there had been an accident on Brookville Road at some point in the last 2 months. And a car had crashed into a tree, and the car and the tree caught on fire, and the tree was downed and it was burned, and was left laying on the side of the grassway right next to the woods. And a couple of my neighbors complained about that. And I thought, oh my gosh. I said, okay, I'll raise the issue. And literally, within the next hour, I was driving uptown for something, and I saw that the tree was removed. So you guys did a fabulous job in promptly responding to that. I appreciate it. It certainly wasn't an emergency that necessitated you dropping everything, but I appreciate you guys handling that so promptly.
Okay. Boy, howdy, I've got a long one, so sorry to go with it. It's full of gratitude and appreciation, so maybe that will make it better. But first, another thing on Saturday, a dedication ceremony for Harry Tobey's Legends and Lore Marker, which is installed at the Talawanda School District office building. We're going to do an actual dedication at the Chestnut Street Station community room. There will be peanuts, or well, maybe not peanuts, don't want to mess with peanut allergies. There will be Cracker Jacks. What goes better with pancakes than Cracker Jacks? So after you go to Kiwanis Pancake Day, come to Harry Tobey's dedication, also the Fresh Air Festival, and then also Earth Fest Uptown. So just don't plan to be at your house on Saturday in Oxford. That starts at 10 a.m., and then Miami's baseball game will be playing Central Michigan right after that, so do Harry Tobey proud and go cheer for Miami baseball. Next, thank you to the crew working the night of Friday, April 10th at the Firehouse. I do remain undefeated in causing slow shifts. We had 3 runs, but 3 is better than 0. But it was really great to see how the team functions, all the way from making dinner, which had I known I was going to be fed, I wouldn't have eaten dinner immediately before going on shift, because Tom's Burgers and hot dogs look great. They clean the firehouse, they go on runs, they do it all. Thank you to Gracie for a tour of the ambulance. Thank you to Tyler for hooking me up with a pink fireman's helmet for my niece. It will be very cute. Thank you to the crew, Zach, Patrick, Brian, Grace, and Tom, in addition to everyone else I've mentioned, for making me feel so incredibly welcome. And a special thank you to Captain Jay Fields for being my guide to all things Oxford Fire Department. As Captain Fields put it, every call is either rough for them. I don't know if you have heard that siren inside the firehouse, but boy, it's loud. And when you get waken up by it at 2 in the morning, midnight, that's rough. So it's either rough for them getting woken up, or it's a truly terrible moment in somebody else's life, and they handle it with grace, with expertise, and with efficiency. So thank you. Hopefully you'll see me again, and you can all guarantee that you'll get some sleep that night, because we won't have anything happen. Next, a huge thank you to everybody who helped make the Oats and Honey 5K, 10K possible. We had a miraculously dry race with 196 people registered and about 180 complete the race. The weather literally broke as our course sweepers crossed the finish line. I actually can't believe it, so thank you to Lieutenant Robinson and Chief Deathridge, who's not here, for answering 5 to 10 panicked, oh my God, what if we have severe weather emails. Thank God we didn't. And a thank you to the Queen Bee. The mascot's name is Rachel. She was here Tuesday morning. She lives an hour away, and then she drove up for the race and went uptown to take pictures, and she did it all for free. So an incredible thank you to her. This is a multi-team effort, and this is where my thank yous get really long, but I'm going to do it anyways because we had kind of a short agenda. So from Miami, thank you to Dr. Chelsea Police for giving us a whole volunteer crew of students. We literally could not do it without her. Miami has a huge loss. She's about to move on to UNC Chapel Hill, so we'll figure out volunteers next year, but she has been truly great and such a champion for the race. From Streets and Maintenance, thank you to Mike Green, who goes out of his way to clear the trails before the race so that make sure they look their best. To Jennifer, who made sure that we were set up and ready to go in the morning, who I then saw later in the afternoon at B-Fest, so that's a long day. from Parks and Rec. Thank you to Chad for being on-site morning of and coordinating aid station and setup cleanup in a way that I didn't even conceive could be that fast. Thank you to Carter for helping to make sure the course was set up and also for setup and tear down on Saturday. Thank you to Tori, who helped coordinate t-shirt orders, which I could not have done without her. Run a race course check Saturday morning and make sure things ran smoothly. From Oxford Fire Department, thank you to Brian and Gracie for being on hand and hopefully enjoying, not just enduring, a really boring set of hours. Knock on wood, we have just as an uneventful event in the future. From OPD, thank you to Sergeant Sikora for managing the Bonham Road crossing and starting his B-Fest day very early. From Enjoy Oxford, thank you to Kim, and thank you to Marina for being a content machine. From the city manager's office, thank you to Ashley Keaton for being our nerve center of support. Hi, Ashley. Thank you to Seth, more on him in a second. And an extra thank you to Rena. You are my right hand for the last 2 years of this event. Even though you're working what one would arguably say is out of scope, Rena makes sure that we run a zero waste event. So that involves coordinating volunteers, making sure they know what to do, going with me to go get finish line snacks, making sure that we're getting things that are compostable or recyclable, coming with me to set up the course, being there the whole morning of the event and then rolling into B-Fest, so talk about a super long day, and truly knowing that like we were not going to be able to hold all the logistics in our head and creating the most useful list of things that I've ever experienced. So Rena, truly from the bottom of my heart, I couldn't do it without you, so thank you so much. So yeah, this is really hard. Just the Oats and Honey race is a huge undertaking, so thank you to Seth. I'm sorry Mother Nature didn't respect our calendar, but we'll get him next time. It was a truly amazing event, so more thanks to Kim for handling the bands, and to OPD staff, Lieutenant Price, Sergeant King, Detective Liedermeyer, and a special thanks again to Sergeant Sikora for going from the rain for Oats and Honey to the cold at B-Fest. I know I say it a lot, and I mean it a lot. Thank you. We are incredibly lucky to have the staff we have. And now, after probably 6 minutes, I'm done. Thank you.
Just a couple of things for me. I had a wonderful time at the 5K and at the Bee Festival. Please continue to go by the Duke Substation mural and see it come to life. Every time I drive by, they work on Tuesday mornings. That's when their class meets. And fortunately, this is the Department of Art at Miami University. And the professor is Mike Stillian. Every time I go by, there's just something new to explore. It's really cool. And I think there's more to come. I mean, they're not done yet. We have a few weeks left in the semester. And I think that's all for me. So thank you.
Not much for me. Just excited for the groundbreaking for the solar.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yes, and I'm excited for Earth Day. It's one of my favorite holidays. Besides Halloween. So on Saturday, I plan to be at the pancake breakfast, and I'll have an extra pancake for you.
Thank you.
Bill, I think.
You can go back for seconds and thirds.
Yes, and then later at Earth Fest, I will be handing out marigold seeds with the Eco Club. So I don't know about you all, but I'm going to score some of those seeds because they're really great to have in your garden to keep the insects at bay. And then the Chief Jones isn't here, but I'm really excited to have a ride-along on Saturday night to see what it's like in the city riding with an officer. So I really appreciate all the work that they do, so now I get to have an inside view of what goes on a Saturday night in Oxford. And that's it. Have a great week.
I just have a couple quick ones. In addition to everything else that's going on Saturday, it is also Drug Take Back Day. So if you have medications you would like to dispose of, you can do that at the Tri-Community Center or at the police station drop box inside the front lobby. I didn't get to stay long at B-Fest. I was triple booked Saturday, but again, fabulous, fabulous. And I'm going to remind everybody that we are only 39 days away from our next festival, the Wine and Beer Fest, and I am predicting 74 and sunny. And with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Vice Mayor French, second by Ms. Morales. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
That's why I felt less bad. really talking.
Well done, Mayor.
You did a
Well
good
done.
Are they, so are they gonna do response, like what Dick wanted on the?
I don't think we really.
It needs to happen. So how many more, what was our sign up for the space?
Just find out,
I had Steve on my mind.
I know. That's what I figured. but-